River State will soon become the wealthiest state in Nigeria. I'd like to recognize the presence of a very highly esteemed logistic and transport guru in this state and beyond. She's beyond the state. Madam Eaton, very powerful and committed woman in that sector. Thank you for always making yourself available. And our guests from National Nigerian Export Promotion Council, thank you for choosing customers at this time. I know that, in fact, I left a lot yesterday. By the time you leave, I know the commissioner will give you catalogs of projects or propositions, things that we intend to do, to bend the governor's vision. My name is Mr. Great Oba. I'm the Director General of Microfinance and Enterprise Development Agency. Our work at the agency is to transform the state from civil service driven states to private sector driven states. And one of the strategies to achieve this is through MSME improvement, which is what we do at our agency. We start with mindset orientation. We start by exposing you to knowledge, then access to finance, access to market, which is what we are having here today, training our SMEs to become export ready. Access to market, then access to government regulatory agencies. We help you facilitate your process with CAC, with SON, NAFDAC. In fact, His Excellency graciously approved free registration for 1,000 SMEs, which we are still processing. Please, can we clap for our government? So, we'll be able to move 1,000 businesses from a shadow economy to become a legally recognized MSME. Governor approved for access to finance. For access to finance, we have a few, pocket platforms to help MSMEs. We have the SMEDA 1 billion matching fund for nano businesses because you cannot access more than 2.5 billion in that platform. Just recently, the government approved a 2 billion naira matching fund with BOI, where small, medium, micro can take advantage of. That gives you opportunity to access up to 5, 10, 15, 20 million. So that means the business economy is very enabling in Cross River State. And all of this is at single digit, which the governor has graciously made available. So if you have your idea, the areas of having an idea and you don't know what to do as well. If you have any business idea, find yourself on this building. The solution has been provided by the government. The Cross River State Enterprise Development Center will take you through a training, help you to develop your business plan, then we begin the process of whether access to finance, access to market, and what have you. But all of this that we are doing with SME, which is why we are here, is to begin to export products from Cross River State. Smart. In our small quarter there now at our agency, I think this idea stemmed from a conversation that I had with Mrs. Tom. And she said, why don't we idealize a major brand like Tinapa? And I quickly said to my team, let's do an e-commerce platform and call it Tinapa. We've designed it, but worked on it into the box. All of that is for access to markets. We also also have a campaign which we soon launch after discussing with you, made in crossover products. We had to bring the man who pushed made in Aba products and make it a global initiative. We brought him here and he gave us all the secrets. Made in Aba products were able to attract about $10 million into our economy. All the embassies, over 50-something embassies, were visiting Aba to see made in Aba products. We are not looking at doing shoes or clothes. We know our competitive strengths across Africa. Some of them have seen them. Palm oil, the agri-products that will become a globally accepted product. Proudly cross-river. And that's what this is. So we are very excited that this is happening. We would like to deepen it, take it to the next level, more practical level. This is in the conference. We break it down so that by the time we are done, by the end of this year, we can boast of 200 unique made in crossover products that are ready for export. And I know that the Honorable Commissioner is passionate about it, so it's a doable idea. So I'd like to say thank you so much for this. We are in tandem with you. We run with you now, to ensure that the people's first mantra of the governor comes to reality. Thank you for our guests for taking out time. Our Trust Commissioner, hospitality is at our, so take care of all of you. Thank you, our participants. We hope to see the results after this. God bless you.
Thank you very much, the DG Mega, for that wonderful and inspiring upgrade. We are going to do an introductory part here today. From here on, Mega is going to take it up and take us to ensure that we realize the things that we're talking about here today. Please let us give another round of applause. So on that note, we have concluded the opening part of today's activity. We are ready to get into the technical sessions. But before we do that, we're just going to have a few photograph sessions before we do that. So we'll start first with those on this side of the table. If you don't mind, please, if you can just step in front of here, let us have a photograph of all of you. After this first set, we'll invite DG Meda. DG Meda, sir. Please join this photograph session. Thank you very much, sir. Chief Trade Promotion Officer NEPC, please join this photograph session. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Commerce, Madam, please join this. And General Manager, Menta, please join this team. Quick. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Terence Ademi, you're smiling from the back. Thank you very much. Okay, we would like to now take an enlarged house so the participants can now join us. Please, you step forward. Step forward. What we would do very quickly, would turn chairs for our
Hello. 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 Touch her. And then I saw that lady come out. Madam, go for the picture. Excuse me. Madam, look at this. Come back and do it.
Can we take our seats? Can we all take our seats? Because we are getting into the technical sessions now. We are getting into the sessions where we are going to be sharing knowledge, where we are going to be sharing information, where we are going to be upgrading ourselves and making ourselves ready for the cross-border trade. While the Honorable Commissioner is having a look at the Are we good to go? Are we good to go? All right, I'm just going to set up the technical unit. Okay, all right. I was waiting for this to come up. Okay, so we're now ready to get started. I'd like to very respectfully invite our Chief Resource Person for today. She is the Assistant Chief Trade Promotion Officer for Export Inclusiveness Division in the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Sarah Ngokende Kwame. I got it right this time. Sarah, thank you very much. She's going to share with us what we intend to know today.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So thank you for coming for this program. And I'm very happy to see that it's not just women in the hall. In the spirit of inclusiveness, I must say we truly appreciate the Honorable Commissioner for Commerce for insisting that we should have men as well at this program, because the information that we're sharing here today is not just for women alone. It can be applied by any business person. So we'll be talking about export opportunities, requirements and best practices for women-led businesses in Nigeria. So I know that Cross River is a state where we have a lot of entrepreneurs that engage in all kinds of activities. And like what was said during the keynote address of our CEO, we recognize that there are so many business opportunities that people are already going into, but not all of them are able to successfully go from that point to the point where they sell to markets in other countries. And that's why we're having this program here today, to show you what NEPC offers as support for women who want to export. So this is what we do at NEPC. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council was established in 1976. And our mandate at NEPC is to promote the diversification of exports from Nigeria. And we do this by having this our vision in mind. Our vision is quite simple. We want to make the world a marketplace for Nigerian products. All these lovely things that you're seeing displayed there, we don't want it to be only Nigerians enjoying this. We want you to be able to earn in dollars from these items. We'll share these presentations as long as you feel the attendance sheet and your email address is clear to be sent to you. Then what is our mission? Like I said before, our mandate is to promote diversification. So that comes down to our mission as well. We want to diversify the Nigerian economy away from oil. We're always talking about oil and how we depend so much on it. We want to move into other sectors and increase non-oil exports for sustainable and inclusive economic growth. You're seeing that inclusiveness is not a new thing to us. We've been thinking about this for decades, since the 70s. And I'm seeing that this is something that's also very strong across River State. We've already heard about what the state government is doing to promote not only youth enterprises, but also women. And to make sure that everybody has access to information and export opportunities here. What is our strategy? We want to move our productive base away from oil and then shift to foster market-oriented, private sector-driven economy that is focused on product development. And that's where you come in. You and the private sector that we need to partner with for this aspect. All those products, all those services that you have, that you're selling within Cross-River states, neighboring states, think of how you can take it outside of Nigeria, outside of this region. So these are our core NEPC services. The first one, the most important service that we render, is registration of exporters. We're going to speak more about this as we proceed. For those who are not yet registered, I'll show you what's involved, the kinds of documents that need to upload, the cost, how valid this certificate is, how long you can use it. Then we also offer export trainings and seminars, like what we are doing here today. We match Nigerian exporters with potential buyers because there's no point in us training you. There's no point in us telling you, okay, develop your products if you don't know how you're going to connect with the buyers. So we do matchmaking as well. Then advisory and coaching services to take you from where you are now to the point where you're very comfortable in the export space. Administration of export incentives. You heard about some of them today. Some people have business ideas, very valid business ideas, but they don't have the funds to be able to implement those ideas and make them a reality. That's where the incentives come in. There's support in trade promotion services. Those trade fairs, those exhibitions, trade events that you heard about to help you build your business networks and help you connect to international markets. That's part of the trade promotion services that we provide support for. And then most importantly, the main reason why I'm here today is support for women, youths, and special needs entrepreneurs to ensure that everybody is carried along on this journey. So what are the major sectors that we can explore in non-oil exports? As long as it's not petroleum, we accept. So we look at manufactured products, food, beverages, tobacco, fertilizer, cement, pharmaceutical products, textiles. You'll see that it's very broad. Agriculture, agro-commodities like what we have over there. Horticulture, fruits, vegetables, flowers, herbs. Solid minerals, gemstones, gold processing, mining, and industrial minerals. Then services, we all know our beloved Nollywood. Lovely Nigerian music. These are things that are very highly sought after in other parts of the world. ICT, we've heard of how the state government is training youth in ICT. I already have people demanding for their services. Then financial and banking services. All these things are exportable non-oil products. These are just a few that I've mentioned. And then there are some products that are not, you as an entrepreneur, you're not allowed to export them. These are the products on the export prohibition list. First on the list we have maize. You're not allowed to export maize. Scrap metals, raw hides and skins, unprocessed rubber, latex, and rubber lumps. Timber, rough or sawn. All these are products that cannot be exported legally from Nigeria. Artifacts and antiquities. Wildlife animals classified as endangered. Any animal that is classified as endangered and their products cannot be exported. All goods that are imported, because we don't want you to go and spend so much money importing products. You just come here, maybe repackage it and then export it out again. It's counterproductive. We already have a lot, and Nigeria is abundantly blessed to the point where we don't need to depend on anybody for anything. So we want to see how we can develop our own products and make other people come to us and pay hard currency for them. That's the whole idea behind NEPC. So let's look at what our export figures were for 2024. So altogether, non-oil export earnings were $5.456 billion. That's what we earned in 2024. The top products were cocoa beans, fertilizer, sesame seeds, cashew nuts, and aluminum ingots. Then the top export destinations were Netherlands, Brazil, Malaysia, China, and Japan. You're seeing that it cuts across different continents. The products also cut across different sectors. So there are opportunities for everybody, everywhere. Just look for your own space and see how you can develop yourself in that area. Now, how do you start an export business? If you go to the NEPC website, this is one of the first things that you will see. We don't just tell you come and register and be going. We try to show you from the beginning what is involved, the steps that you need to take. First and foremost, you can do the export readiness check. This is something you can do for yourself. Go to our website, there's a form there that you can fill. They ask you a series of questions to assess where you are right now in export. And then it gives you a percentage, tells you maybe you're 50% ready, you're 60% ready, you're 70% ready, so that you know where you need to put in additional efforts. You know where you're ready to go. And then that way you can use your resources more efficiently to export your products. Then registration with NEPC. Like I said, this is one of our core services. I will still break this down further so that you know exactly how to register with the council. Market research. You already have a product that you want to export. You know where to put it in large quantities, but you don't know where to export it to. There are tools that can be used for market research, and all those are available on our website. Export planning. How do you develop a step-by-step roadmap for how you're going to take these products from here to China, or from here to the UK, or from here to the US, or from here to South Africa? So that's where your export plan comes in. Export documentation and procedures. What documents do you need aside from the NEPC certificates? What are the procedures step by step? All these are broken down for different product sectors, for different services. Logistics and freights. How do you transport your goods from Nigeria to other countries? By sea, by air, by land? Different options are open to you. Export pricing. Are you going to sell these products at the same price that you sell in Nigeria? I'm asking you. So how do you decide what price you're going to sell to your foreign buyers? All these are very important aspects that you must think of from now so that you don't end up being cheated at the end of the day. There will not be a case of someone asks you for a whole container of maybe rice or cocoa, and you rush and go and supply to them without thinking of your logistical costs. You don't think of how much you've spent on product development, and then by the time you come back and do the math, you see that you actually cheated yourself. And maybe the person has rushed to pay you. So it's very important to think of export pricing and logistics before you even proceed with the export contract itself. Then export finance, everything we've spoken about that we're all trying to push you to do, where do you get the money to even start? That's part of what you can get information on our website. Then legal issues. How do you do all this without running into legal challenges that may help to crash your business at the end of the day? What should you avoid? It's very important that you meet up with regulatory requirements, both here in Nigeria and in the country that you're exporting to. All these are things that NEPC provides support and guidance for. So what are the benefits of registering with NEPC? What do you stand to gain? The first and most important is export incentives. So we try to appreciate people who export formally, and there are two major grants that NEPC gives in this regard. The first one is called the Export Expansion Grant. So as the name itself implies, we're trying to help you expand your exports by giving you this grant. What it means is that when you export products or services outside of Nigeria and you repatriate back into the country, we give you a rebate of between 5 to 15% as a way of saying thank you for doing the right thing. Take this money to expand what you've already done so that you'll be able to keep the business going so that it doesn't just collapse after one export transaction. That's the Export Expansion Grant. There's also the Export Development Fund. That one's for people that have not yet exported. So this is a pre-shipment fund. You have a business idea but you've not exported, you need the money to bring your idea into reality. So we'll now give you the funds based on your export plan. You use those funds to finance the whole export transaction and everything. After that, you repatriate back into the country. So the difference between Export Expansion Fund and Export Development Fund is that Export Expansion is for those that have already exported. So it's post-shipment. Export Development Fund is for those that have not yet exported. So it's pre-shipment. So you'll see that we have facilities for everybody at different stages of development. Then export capacity building programs and training, seminars and workshops. These are things that you can all benefit from as registered exporters. Then networking, this is very important. We know that business is a big difficulty in Nigeria, and it's easier to do it as a group with other people that can support you, people that you can share knowledge and experience with. That's the importance of networking. I will always encourage people that come for programs here. Don't just sit alone, come and sit down and listen and then go. Try to build networks with other people around you, especially those that are doing things in the same sector as you, if you're in agriculture, look for other people in agriculture that can exchange ideas with. If you're in services, the same thing, so they can all grow together. Trade linkages. You know what I said before about trade events, exhibitions, trade fairs, trade missions, things like that. Those are always of linking you with buyers, partners, and investors. So all these are benefits of registering with the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. So, you know, I've been saying all along that I'll break down the requirements and the documents for registration. It's all here on this page. For a limited liability company, I will usually advise that you can only register with us as limited liability company, cooperative society, or a government or non-governmental organization. We don't accept enterprises or business names for legal reasons. So for limited liability company, these are the documents that you will need. Your certificate of incorporation, copy of memorandum and articles of association, your form CAC, that's particulars of directors, or your status reports. Then a board resolution to register the company with NABC. So that board resolution is basically you, as the head of the organization, writing us a letter stating that you, the members of your board, have agreed to go into non-oil export business. And then your company seal must be affixed to this letter. So although that's not a one-man thing, everybody has agreed to this. Then for a cooperative society, what you need is certificate of registration with either your state ministry of commerce or the area councils if you're based in Abuja. The bylaws of the society, and then the board resolution. So basically everybody needs to bring a board resolution, irrespective of what kind of entity you are. Then for government or non-governmental organizations, we need certificate of registration. We need the constitution of that organization. We need the memorandum for guidance of applicants, and then the board of trustees resolution. These are the documents that are required for registration with NABC. So the fees and charges. If you want to register with NABC as a first-time applicant, the fee is 13,500 naira only. And once you register, the certificate that is issued to you for the first time is valid 2 years. So if you register in 2025, you can use that certificate until 2027. After that, you have to renew annually, but the fee drops to 7,500. So in reality, our registration fee is only 7,500. So for renewal, it's still the same thing, 7,500. Then for late certificate renewal, where you're trying to renew after 3 months of expiry, the fee is 12,500. What are the payment methods? Actually, any method you want to use. Credit cards, bank transfers, internet banking, commercial banks in Nigeria, however you want to pay, everything except cash. You can't come to office and pay in cash, it has to be online because the entire process is online. Then validity, like I said before, for people who register for the first time, you can use it for 2 years, then after that you have to renew every year. This is a sample of your NABC certificates. You're seeing our logo there at the top. It's signed by the CEO. It shows you the expiry date for the certificate and then the date of registration. This is what you get if you register with NABC. Then what are our support programs for women-led businesses? We've been hinting at this all day. These are the exact programs that we give. Like was mentioned during the keynote address, NABC has a program that was launched in 2017 called the Women in Export Development Program. And this was because NABC is very passionate about ensuring that businesses in Nigeria all have equal opportunities when it comes to export facilities or incentives. And you know that most of the SMEs in Nigeria are actually run or managed by women. So we're talking about having inclusive or sustainable economic development in Nigeria. We can't leave the women behind. And that's why this unit was established with the objective of promoting gender inclusion in the non-oil export sector by ensuring that women have access to all the resources and all the facilities that is provided by either NABC or by our partner organizations. So this is how the Export Inclusiveness Division works. So the division has 3 basic units that are under it. The first is the Women in Export unit. And then we have the youth unit as well, which is basically for entrepreneurs that are aged between 18 to 35 years. So even those that are not involved in business in this area, if you have a talent, like maybe football, basketball, singing, acting, whatever talent you have, you fall under this category for the youth unit if you're aged between 18 to 35 years. Then special needs unit for those who are living with disabilities and are still engaged in business and want to go into export. Nobody is left behind. What are activities? Everything that NEPC does is what we also do, except for registration of exporters. We still do the trainings, advisory and coaching services, trade facilitation, access to market information. All those things are provided under export inclusiveness and women in export. So what are our strategies for supporting women to thrive in the non-oil export sector? First and foremost, we have women desk officers in all NEPC offices. And as some of you may know, we have across Nigeria, in every geopolitical zone, in every state, there are NEPC offices there. And at each of these offices, you have a woman desk officer that is supposed to keep you informed about opportunities from either NEPC or from other partner organizations, so that you know everything that is going on. Then capacity building, that's one of our strategies. We don't expect that you should just drop on and go to export without support from the council. So we try to help you to build your capacity in terms of export readiness and competitiveness. And then our women in export database. Now, this is why one of the reasons why we need to have a special division for women. We understand that women are very entrepreneurial. They are very involved in business, but not all women are registered with either CAC or with NEPC. So we leave those ones behind. No, and that's why we have this database. So if you're an entrepreneur, whether you're registered or not, you fill your information in this database, and when we have programs, we invite you to come. Wherever the programs are, whether in Abuja or in your location, so that you're not left out and you have the access to all these programs or you're able to develop yourself to the point where you can become formally registered. Then collaboration. Like I said before, it's difficult to run a business or even a trade promotion organization alone. You need to collaborate with other partners. So for us to collaborate with different kinds of organizations, both government and private sector driven, to see how we can make all these facilities more impactful for women and for MSMEs. So this is one of the key areas of collaboration I've had over the years. How many of us have heard of She Trades Initiative? We have some members in the house, right? Has it been beneficial to you? So what we do at NEPC for women is basically what ITC She Trades does. The only difference is that we operate in Nigeria and they operate in different parts of the world. So ITC She Trades was launched in 2015 and their goal was to support women and connect them to global markets. Because the whole idea is that if a woman, especially one who is in business, is able to start exporting, it makes her more sustainable over time, because all these issues of inflation, all these economic upheavals, if you're trading internationally and you're earning in foreign currency. And when women grow in business, it enables them to not only generate wealth for themselves and earn foreign exchange, but also create jobs and employ other women. So the impact is more widely felt across the community, and that's why She Trades Initiative is so important. And that's why NEPC and Nigeria as a whole signed on to this program. So we've been partnering with ITC She Trades since 2016. That was when Nigeria joined them. And over the years, we've been able to record several achievements. First and foremost, NEPC is the host institution for She Trades Initiative in Nigeria. So all their projects that are run in Nigeria come through the NEPC. That's why sometimes when we send messages, it's a bit confusing. You don't know which one is for women in export, you don't know which one is for She Trades, because we work in collaboration with them. So it's basically the same thing at the end of the day. Because the ultimate goal is to support women to become more sustainable and more competitive. And then in February 2024, we signed an official MOU with them, outlining the responsibilities of NEPC and the role of ITC in implementing She Trades projects in Nigeria. This was done in Abu Dhabi. And over the years, we've had over 4,000 women from Nigeria registered with ITC She Trades from different parts of the country, in different sectors. And within that time, we've had over 8,000 women who have benefited from support programs that are provided by either NEPC or by the International Trade Center, ITC. So what are the benefits of joining She Trades? They are all listed here. The first one is visibility. One thing that you cannot underestimate in export is visibility. How people buy from you if they don't know what you're selling, they don't know that you're there. It's like the difference between selling in a physical shop and selling online. It opens you up to so many opportunities if you're more visible on the global stage. So how do they provide this visibility on the SheTrades platform? They have a huge global network where you can upload your business information. And once you do that, everybody who is on the SheTrades platform across the world can see you. So it's like a huge marketing opportunity for any woman in business. And then matchmaking, once you become visible like that, other people who are interested in either partnering with you or buying from you can see you on that platform and engage directly or contact you for further business discussions. Capacity building, all the trainings, the market access, facilitation, all those things we've been talking about, advisory and coaching services, you can get them all on ITC SheTrades. And if I didn't mention before, all these things are free of charge. Registration is free, access to these programs, they are all free. Then networking, business networking, like we said before, learning from other business people, seeing how they were able to grow. You don't have to make a mistake by yourself before you learn from someone else's experience. So these are some of the major activities of the SheTrades Nigeria Hub, what we've been able to achieve since 2016 and 2017. So one of them is a policy dialogue that was held for a gender-responsive public procurement policy. So we just got this idea from the ITC and from other countries of the world that, look, women, like we said, are very involved in business. But imagine how many opportunities they will have if they could access government contracts. Can you calculate how many government contracts are issued on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, for rent or supplies or training? So imagine if women had a percentage of those contracts reserved for them. Imagine the opportunities for impact and for expansion that will come out of this. So that's why this whole idea was brought up in 2021, to have a policy designed specifically for government contracts are reserved for women. So the Bureau of Public Procurement has been very active in this regard, and in some states it's already being implemented to an extent. But we're trying to see how we can make it a national thing that will be accepted in all the corners of Nigeria. And then aside from that, we've had collaborations with different women associations to advocate for this to become a law, a policy embedded in Nigeria so that people can fully benefit from this initiative. And then these are some of the major activities of the SheTrades Hub. From capacity building, like I said before, we've had over 8,000 women who have benefited from this program. And one of the major events that we had in the early part of this year was the Showcase event. That was supposed to be a huge networking and business linkage event where women from all over Nigeria come with their products and will link them up with buyers, investors, and potential partners. It was held in Abuja. And we're trying to see how a second edition can be held maybe in Lagos or another state so that other people too can benefit from it. And then in 2021, who remembers how COVID affected businesses in Nigeria? How many people here were affected by the COVID pandemic? We got all kinds of stories about how some businesses were forced to either shut down or to diversify or even change strategy and move to another sector entirely. All this information came back to the government, and the federal government of Nigeria decided that, okay, there had to be a COVID relief fund that would be released for businesses to ensure that they won't collapse completely. And that was called the Export Expansion Facility Program. It was launched in 2021 to help businesses survive and recover from the impact of COVID. During this program, there was a specific component that was reserved only for women to promote inclusiveness. And about 120 women from across Nigeria were able to get this grant for their business. There were different amounts that were disbursed, ranging from 2,000 naira to 45,000. Sorry, 2 million naira to 45 million naira, depending on the business and their business proposal and the number of employees that they had. And then over the years, like what was said when our state coordinator was reading his address, we've had this Go Global certification program because we realized that for a lot of businesses, even those that have export-ready products, even those that have linkages with buyers, at times when buyers will ask you for a kind of certification that you're not able to provide. And where the certification is very important is that if you're selling in Nigeria and I see your product and I like it, I can take a risk and use it. And then if I see that it's good, I'll come back and buy it from you. But in exports, it's a bit different. If the person is in another country, they need guarantees that this product meet international standards, and they will not take your word for it. If you tell them that it's good for the body, how can they be sure? They want to be very sure that this thing will not have any harmful effect on them, especially when it has to do with food, or skincare, or beauty, anything like that. They want to have guarantees that this is safe for human use and for human consumption. That's where certification comes in. And the problem is that a lot of these certifications are very expensive for you as an entrepreneur to get on your own. So NDPC decided that we'll look for export-ready entrepreneurs and sponsor them fully to get certifications like HACCP, FDA, Halal, and ISO 22000. This has been running since 2021, and so far we've had over 400 SMEs supported to acquire the certifications. And like was said before, about 80% of them are women-led businesses. That one was not a deliberate strategy. It just turned out that we had more women qualifying or even expressing interest in this particular initiative. So those to our women, you're doing very well in this regard. Then participation at trade events. Like I said before, one of the easiest ways for a business person to connect with foreign buyers is to participate at trade events, whether an exhibition, solar exhibition, trade fair, or B2B meeting. All these are very important in helping to build